I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level podcast, everybody. We are back to talk about the full Monte Carlo. And I wish I would have brought our itinerary. I know it's on our Patreon posted at this point, but I don't have it on my phone or with me. And I wish I would have brought it because I'm so confused because it's all out of order in the show.
You're right.
I'm confused about what's really happening. And I wasn't present for half of it, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
But we get to Monte Carlo after Saint-Tropez. And I think the first day.
So let me just say, I know that we start in Paris.
Yeah.
Then we're in Saint-Tropez. And then we go from Saint-Tropez. I think it's the same day, that night. We don't spend the night. We spend the night before, I think, in Saint-Tropez, right? And then that night.
I don't even know if we stayed there.
Oh, we maybe didn't?
I think we had a home base. I could be wrong.
We had a hotel room.
I think we had a home base hotel room, but I remember we helicoptered in there.
Yes.
From like Nice or something.
Okay, well, regardless of whether we spent the night or not, I know that we arrive in Monte Carlo at nighttime. It's not super late, but it's late enough to where it's nighttime. Some of us went and got dinner. I don't remember if you came with us to this one restaurant.
I don't think I did because I think that's the night I was sick and the doctor told everyone I had gas.
It was right in the main.
Which was so rude.
It was right in the main like promenade area. It was like
well, on our itinerary, doesn't it say this is one of Prince Albert's favorite restaurants? And then when we meet him, you guys said, "Oh, we ate at so-and-so." He goes, "Oh, I haven't been there in years."
Yeah, 4 years, he said. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense because I remember this being like a super low-key dinner. And like, I remember sitting with like Joe from security, which normally he wouldn't sit at our table with us. If Hef's with us, they sit at a separate table usually. But it's like, I remember like Kendra and me and like Mary and Joe and like just being like a super casual dinner right in the promenade of Monte Carlo and kind of late. And I remember feeling like a little like jet laggy and like weird and stuff. But it wasn't so late that you wanted to go to bed either. I'm going to say like 9 o'clock or something like that, you know? And so we go back to the hotel room. Oh, and this dinner is not filmed either. Film crew is with us, but it's not filmed. So we go back to our hotel room, the Hotel de Paris in Monte Carlo. And the consensus is everybody's going to bed. And I think you and Hef were already in bed. But everybody else, like Mary, Joe, like production, everybody's like, well, tomorrow is an early day with press and stuff. So everybody's going to bed early. And Kendra and I are looking at each other going, oh my God, we're in Monte Carlo. Like we just want to go explore. Like we just want to get out. Like we don't want to just go to bed at 9 o'clock or whatever time, 10 o'clock, whatever time it was. Like we want to go walk around and explore and see this place. Like it's so exciting. And so we tell Mary we're going to go walk around and stuff and everything. She's like, well, you're taking security with you. We're like, that's fine. You know, so a couple of people, Joe, our security, I think it was Joe. And then also we had international security with us. They were actually from Interpol. And I remember the one guy because he came with us on other trips too. And we kind of became friendly. And I say that like in quotes because I mean, just, I don't mean anything by that, like anything, but you know what I mean? Just like a little more on talking terms. So we decide we're going to go and walk around. We have no intentions.
Yeah.
But Michael, who's a producer of the show.
Hi, Michael.
Gets wind that we are going to go walk around. And she's like, well, you can't go walk around. We're not filming. And we're like, well, too bad. Like we want to go walk around and film and stuff. And she's like, if you guys are going to walk around and film, I need to get my production crew up. Give me a minute. Yeah. And so she goes and like riles everybody up. We're not even supposed to be filming tonight. Like this is an off night. And Kendra and I are kind of bummed that she's getting the crew together or whatever, but like whatever, you know? And so she riles up the crew and we're kind of bummed that we have to wait around too. Cause already, like I said, it's kind of late. And she riles everybody up and then sets the crew to go walking around with us. And like I said, we were walking towards the water. Like we just wanted to see like the yachts and the water and stuff like that. And then we see the palace up on top of this hill way up there. And so we have a driver and he pulls up and he's like, oh, where are you guys going? Like, I think he thought he like missed us or something, you know, and is panicking. He's like, we're like, we want to, what's up there? And he's like, it's the palace. Our idea was there were two different palaces. There was the old, and this is true, I believe. There's the old historic palace, and then there's the new palace where the prince actually lives. And the one that we were pointing at on the top of the hill, we thought is the old palace in the old city. And our chauffeur, who doesn't speak great English, is telling us, yeah, you could go up there. I could take you to a certain point, and then it becomes like the old city, and then you have to walk through the old city, and then you can go up to, because it's like a museum and stuff, like you can go up there.
Which is cute, like the Ville de Monaco. It's just like this cute, like almost, I don't know how old it is, but almost medieval looking, like tiny rows of shops.
So he takes us to a certain point, and then there's a guard and like a gate thing, and he can't take us any further. But the guard guy just tells us to come on in. So we go in, and we're walking around through this little village. It's so cute. Like you said, I feel like we're on like the set of Universal or something. Like it feels fake. It's so cute. And like I said, the camera crews, we pass other security people that are just like walking through the streets, this old streets and stuff. And then we come out to a clearing, and there's like a palace in front of us, and the camera crew is following us. And all of a sudden, the security people start freaking out and yelling, "Stop, stop," and come running after us. And they said, "You can't film here. This is the palace. Let me see your." And then they're like, "Oh no, we were invited by the prince." Like Cal's trying to tell them and stuff. And they're like, "Let me see your permit." And Cal's like, "Oh, my permit. Oh my God." And she's like going through all her paperwork and her files and stuff. And they had a permit to film, but it didn't start till the next day. So we didn't have permit to film that night because we weren't supposed to be filming that night.
Yeah.
And so this is not our fault. Oh, and by the way, I should tell you too that Juliana did not want to go with us because sorry, Juliana, but talk about gas. Juliana was having stomach problems bad.
No. Well, later in the show, you see her, she's like cradling her stomach like it's a baby belly.
Yes. And she was like, "I don't want to go. I don't feel good." And we really put the guilt on her not coming.
I wonder what was in the air that Juliana and I both felt like shit. Maybe we ate something weird in Saint-Tropez.
Maybe, but we really pushed her to come out. And so she was like a reluctant person that didn't want to come. And now we're like getting in trouble. And she really wanted to have a career at that time, a career in like law or like police.
She wanted to be a police officer in Germany.
Yeah. And so she was like losing her shit, thinking that for some reason, she felt like this was going to screw up that entire chance to do that. And I don't know how strict they are with their police and vetting over there.
Well, it might have screwed it up because she said being in Playboy actually ended up screwing it up. Like they didn't want her there because of that.
So anyway, Cal is like talking to them and trying to like show them the paperwork and show them that we're invited by the prince and stuff, and they were not having any of it. But instead, and this was brilliant that Cal did. She told them they told them put the cameras down, stop filming. They put the camera down, but they left it rolling. So that's why you have the actual sound, and you have like weird on the ground like footage, like looking up, and it looks really weird. That's why they left it rolling, but put it on the ground. Instead of arresting the film crew who were doing the actual filming, I shouldn't say arrest. Well, we can debate what that was. They take Kendra, Juliana, and I, put us in the back of a police car and say, "We're taking you to the police station."
Oh, no.
And we're like, "What?" But not the film crew.
Oh, no.
The film crew. But they did confiscate all the tapes. They're like, "We want every tape you have."
So they must have given it back.
Well, they do eventually, but they confiscate all the tapes. We go down to the police station. They take us in the back, like where the cells are and interrogation rooms, and they are interrogating the shit out of us. Like they asked every question. They wanted
Where are
to know.
those tapes? I want to see like
that's not
CSI.
being filmed. That's not being filmed.
But don't they film it like up in the corner? Because you see that on the prison shows and like in true crime, they'll have like the police will have a camera up there.
Oh, like
I want that footage.
I wish, right? So I'm saying that Juliana is so pissed at us. She doesn't even want to look at us. She's like so mad and like just disgusted and doesn't feel good. And I'm just like, what is really happening here? Like I understand. I don't want you to arrest anybody, but if you're going to arrest somebody, arrest the people filming. We did not ask for the camera crews to follow us. Like they insisted. And why am I sitting here like that? So I was more like defiant like that. Like I didn't do anything wrong. Like if like I'm not trying to throw somebody else under the bus, but like I wasn't the one filming.
Yeah.
And Kendra is going to get us in even more trouble because she keeps like twerking on his desk and putting her leg up on the desk and putting her boobs in his face.
And there's not even any cameras going?
No.
Like there's no reason to be funny?
No, she just thinks she's going to get us off. She's like,
Stop
"Come
it
on."
right now.
And she's doing all this stuff. And Juliana's like, stop. And Juliana's like really freaking out. And the guy is getting
It's
pissed.
like a cartoon.
Yeah, the guy was getting pissed. He's like, knock it off. He told her, knock it off.
Oh my God.
And stuff a million times. And we were there for hours.
Wow.
They took our passports.
I mean, I guess if there's anywhere you're going to go to a foreign jail, it might as well be Monte Carlo.
Right?
Thank God.
And then finally the Interpol guy that I said I was like kind of friendly with, he came in, he's like, let's go right now. Let's go. Hurry up. Let's go. And we're like grabbing our stuff and everything. We're like, really? And he's like, just go. Don't ask me. Don't say anything. Don't go. Let's go. But we were there for like 4 hours or more, 5 hours. Like just question. They wanted everything. Where does your dad work? Where does he live? Where were you born? Where was your dad born? Where was your mom born? What does your sister and brother do? Where it's like every little question possible.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go to high school? What did you work? Every job you've ever done, like everything. What are you doing here? And we kept telling them that we were invited for this TV conference and we were invited by the prince and we're going to the palace tomorrow and we were just sightseeing and we have no idea the permit wasn't good for today and stuff. Anyway, the Interpol guy was able to I don't know if they paid some money or if they negotiated or they finally proved that, we were there by invite of the prince or what, but they finally let us go and it was 5 a.m. I think we got back to the hotel at 5:30 in the morning and we had to be up early the next day because we're filming and we're filming all those outdoor activities the next day, going and doing I'm pretty sure that's when we were doing because I don't think it was the press day the next day. I think it was when we were doing jet skiing.
No, jet skiing was the last day. Because that was before we went to that big ceremony.
Oh, shit. So it was press day the next day? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
O Positive is a women's health company that offers a range of symptom-targeting supplements that support women at every stage of life, from their first period to well beyond their last. So what's so special about O Positive's products? They create real, tangible results with ingredients that are backed by clinical studies and shaped by board-certified doctors. O Positive is committed to breaking down stigmas and addressing issues many women experience, from hormone health, vaginal health, menopause, and so much more. Uro is a probiotic blend specifically formulated to support vaginal health, balance healthy vaginal pH, support healthy vaginal smell, maintain healthy vaginal flora. Many factors like sex, tight clothing, sweat from working out, hormones, periods, etc. can disrupt vaginal health and lead to an imbalance in vaginal flora and pH, causing unhealthy vaginal odor, taste, abnormal discharge, and discomfort. When taken daily, 2 capsules a day, Uro delivers noticeable benefits within 8 weeks. Many see results even sooner, and many customers talk about how the improvement in vaginal health led to greater confidence, as well as better sex and intimacy. Just listen to some of these reviews. I've been insecure about the taste and smell down there, but this probiotic really helps balance out my system so I can go out feeling confident and sexy. This product is a life changer. Talk about build up your sex life and confidence. My husband loves them and noticed a difference during intimacy. Every woman needs this. Take proactive care of your health and head to opositive.com/nextlevel or enter next level at checkout for 25% off your first purchase. That's opositiv.com/nextlevel for 25% off.
Because I remember we went to do the water sports the very last day. And then I had wet hair and I went to the salon to get my hair blown out for that ceremony.
Yeah.
And I had the individual extensions and they'd never seen that before. And they were freaked out and they didn't want to blow dry my hair. And I'm like, shit, I don't have appliances that work with the plugs, because even if you have a voltage adapter, it'll make your curling iron explode. You have to have the real one. So I was like, I can't go to this thing with wet hair. But luckily they blow dried my hair and they did a beautiful job.
Okay. Yeah, they did our hair too. I remember going to the salon one day at that hotel, which I just thought was so cool. I'm at the Hotel de Paris getting my hair blown out. But yeah. Okay, so regardless of what day was what, I know we had a big day the next day, and if it was the press day, that's even crazier. But what I was really worried about was that Hef was going to be mad at us. And
isn't it crazy how that's always our biggest fear? When I came out of my nose job thinking I had a pig nose, I wasn't scared about walking around looking like a pig. I was like, I'm going to get in trouble from Hef.
I thought Hef
Like
was
that
gonna,
was our top fear always.
Yeah, I thought Hef was going to be so mad at us. And like, I couldn't go to sleep when we got back to the hotel room, even though I was like, been up all night now. Like, I was just like panicking. I was like, oh God, I'm going to get sent home. Like, he's going to be so mad at us. And so I was really worried about that. I know Kendra was worried too. And then, I don't know. I feel like I let her get out there first, like lingered. I think we talked to Mary first, and Mary's like, you got to get out there and talk to Hef and stuff. And then we finally did, and he took it pretty well.
Yeah.
And then what ended up happening is you'll see it in this next scene. We do end up telling the prince what happens, and he gets all our tapes back for us.
Oh, that's nice.
And apologizes, sort of.
Yeah.
It kind of chuckles and like doesn't care really, but like gets the tapes. But not while we're there. Like they have to argue it for a while, and we don't get them until after we return. I'm pretty sure. We can double check with Michael on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They don't come back. They get sent back to us after we return.
I'm gonna text Michael. What are you doing? I mean, she's probably busy, but
can I go back to something I forgot to mention before?
Yeah.
So, back at the last scene that we left off on, I was saying that Kendra and I were out at this club, and she was like kind of like with somebody sort of. And I kind of thought this one guy was cute, and I was dancing with him.
So what night was this?
This would have been, it's really after. It comes before in the show, but it's really after. It's probably the next night.
Was it the same night that we went to like the casino and the palace?
Yes, I
and
believe
then after
so.
that we went to Jimmy's, but like we were there before anyone else and it was empty. So then we went home, and then you guys wanted to stay out.
We went out. Yeah. Yes, Kendra and I really did go out, and we were at this club. First we went to a hookah bar, then we went to this club, and she was with some guy. She disappeared. Like I didn't even see her. And then I thought this one guy was cute, and we were kind of dancing and talking. And then we didn't do anything or anything like that, but I just thought it was cute. And then it was like, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning or something like that. And security was like, we have to go. Like, you know, we can't be out much longer or whatever. And he's like, and Kendra won't leave. And I'm like, what do you mean she won't leave? And he's like, she won't leave. So will you go talk to her? And so I had to go like talk to Kendra, and she was refusing to leave. Refusing. I mean, throwing a tantrum. And security and Interpol and me were all telling her, you have to leave right now. And she's like, no, why are you guys always all over me and making me do all this stuff? And I can't have a life. I'm like freaking out. She was so mad, stomping and screaming and mad.
Whoa.
It was crazy. I would love to know what she remembers about that too. Like that night is like, I remember it, but yet it all seems so surreal and not really real.
Text her and see what she says.
And do you remember too? Tell me if I'm wrong on this, because maybe it was when I went back to Monte Carlo the second time, but I think it was this time. Wasn't it right after the Grand Prix happened and things were still set up? Weren't there still like stadium seating and like K-rails and stuff in the street in the downtown part over by the club?
I don't remember that.
Anyway, yeah, it just seems so surreal, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And then this, and then so a bunch of newspaper articles went out saying that Hef's girlfriends were arrested. And then I'm like, wait, is that arrested? I don't know. Like here, I would say that's detained. But like, I was put in the back of a police car, and I was taken to a police station, and I was interrogated for many hours. But I'm like, was that have I technically been arrested? Or is that like just detained? And like, if I went back to Monte Carlo, is that on my record?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's a mystery.
But a bunch of articles came out and said we were arrested and said that we were like doing something wrong, but we really didn't do anything wrong. You can walk up there. You can't film the palace without a permit. That's what the problem was. Again, wasn't me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully my Cal gets back to you, because that'd be so funny to get her perspective on it.
I know. I would love that.
It makes me want to text Kendra, but I don't know. And before we move on, I just have to tell you, I know this has nothing.
Pickle?
Yes. I know this has nothing to do with the episode, but we were talking about this on a slumber party. Del Taco has a deep fried pickle taco.
Thanks. The Slumber Parties are our Patreon podcast, for those who don't know.
And we were wanting to try it. And I was a little bit early this morning, and there's a Del Taco on my way. So here's a napkin if you want it. I swung by, and it's not on their menu.
It's a secret?
And it's not on like the pictures on the window. Usually when they have a special, it's on there. And it wasn't. So I'm like, oh, this must be like just an internet thing. I'm glad you're loving it.
One more bite, then I'll get back to talking.
And then I pulled up and I was like, hey, do you guys really have a deep fried pickle taco? Or is this like just an internet hoax? And she's like, no, we haven't. And she's totally laughing. I'm laughing.
My God.
Like, I'll take
thank
two.
you so much. It was heavenly.
I won't eat in your guys' ears.
So
I'll
that's
finish
what
it later.
happened in real life. But back to the footage of it, it shows you and Kendra and Juliana at the hotel looking bummed yet mischievous. And this is after Hef said he and I are calling it a night. Juliana's rubbing her belly because she hasn't taken a shit in a long time, she says. And you guys decide to go out and exploring, like you said, and then you got detained. And I like the graphic they make of you guys getting arrested and the online headlines they pull from the next morning.
I mean, it happened. You might as well use it and dramatize it for the show.
Yeah, and it's funny because you can see Michael, the producer, on camera, but they blur her face like cops, which I feel like Kevin had been itching to blur somebody's face like cops since the alleged Audra stealing the bag thing.
Yeah. And you can tell we're not trying to like, we're literally in jeans and tennis shoes and t-shirts and like Juliana's wearing Crocs. Like we're not going out to try and like do some, like to get attention or to like, you know, really meet the prince or anything like that. Like it's just, we're just going out to explore. And I will tell you, it was so much fun. Like I love like an adventure like that. Like just going out and like being like, let's just go explore. And then getting like are we supposed to be here? It's kind of fun. Like going through the streets of the old city and stuff like that. Like it was a really fun adventure. And I feel like it really bonded Kendra and I. And it's moments like that. And there was moments in a few previous episodes too, like Alaska and some other ones too. And even in our commentary and stuff. And I was just like, it is really hurtful when she says we were never friends because that is just simply not true.
I don't think she knows what a friend is. I think she only knows what an ass slicker is.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to the scene.
So the next morning, Hef seems pretty jolly about it.
Yeah.
Which
I'm curious who broke the real news to him.
Yeah, because I don't think I even knew, or I don't remember what like my impression was of it.
Because you guys wouldn't have known until you woke up the next morning.
Yeah.
And then Mary probably was briefed on, I think Mary was called in the middle of the night because of the needing the permits and things like that. And I think they were calling back to the rooms, like asking for that kind of stuff. And that's when we found out that it wasn't until the next day. And I just think nobody thought anything of that. Like, we're here invited by the prince. Like, what's the big deal? And I think Michael was like, well, I got to follow this because what if they do get let into the palace and say hi to the prince? Like, we have to have that on film. But I got to imagine, I know Mary was in our room first saying, oh, I hear you guys had like a eventful night, you know, and we kind of confessed everything to her first. And Juliana was telling her how stressed she was about not being able to work for the police department now. And then I have to imagine Mary's the first one to break it to Hef.
Yeah, and it must have been broken in a way because I don't even remember thinking much of it when I heard about it. So it must have been broken in a way like, okay, this isn't a big deal and everything's fine, but here's what happened. It must have been one of those.
It had to have been because he does take it really well.
Yeah. And when you guys are talking about it, I'm in the corner typing away on my BlackBerry and
you look pissed.
I do look pissed. And thinking back, I was like, well, I think I was pissed one of those nights because you guys got to go out and I didn't. But it wouldn't have been that night before because I wasn't feeling well the night before. And plus, like, I didn't want to be involved in like getting detained or anything like that. But I don't think that's what it would have been that first night. I think I'm just like, I'm not in this scene at all and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to do my work over here. Because my BlackBerry was specifically for communicating with the studio. So I was definitely doing work. And I think I just wasn't keeping in mind that it looks fucking weird if I'm in the scene and not reacting to anything anybody's saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I thought I was disappearing into the wallpaper or what.
Oh my God, Holly, did you get your Lola blanket yet? It is the most incredible blanket I've ever owned. It is so soft. Like, I can't even believe it's real. And for those of you saying blanket, it's the middle of summer. I cannot, no matter how hot it is outside, I cannot take a nap or go to bed at night unless I have like a nice blanket over me. I just can't. And if I get hot, I'll kick a leg out. Plus, this blanket just feels so luxurious. Like you just want to lay and roll around all over it in the nude. Like I want every room in my house to have a Lola blanket with a, matching decor color. That would be amazing. Lola is the world's first blanket crafted with ultra soft, luxury, vegan, faux fur, and a signature 4-way stretch that sets it apart. It's machine washable, double hemmed for durability, and stays flawless. No pilling, no shedding, even after repeated washes. And they look so beautiful draped over a couch or a chair or the end of the bed. It's one of those blankets that everybody's going to want to walk by and just like touch and put their hands all over. And I'm starting to see it on social media, Instagram and everything, but I'm hoping everybody doesn't catch on yet because I really want to use it as my go-to gift for people for housewarmings and weddings and all of those good things. The Lola blanket has over 10,000 5-star reviews, and once you feel it, you will know why. There's a reason it's called the world's #1 blanket. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting a huge 35% off their entire order at lolablankets.com using code NEXTLEVEL at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com and use code NEXTLEVEL for 35% off. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola blankets.
I also thought it was because it was more one of those things that if you weren't involved, it very much feels like one of those just sort of like scene stealing type of things. Does that make sense? Like not scene stealing, but do you know what I mean? Like,
or I definitely would have felt really artificial being like, oh my God, guys, what happened? Because I clearly knew what happened by the time this scene was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So then it shows Kendra looking out the window and saying, oh my God, we got to go do those water sports. And we decided to take it upon ourselves to do water sports. This wasn't anything that was like on our schedule. We just had time to do it like the last day. And I'm really like proud of us for doing that. It sounds silly, but I'm proud of us for like taking every moment and like banding together as a trio and being like, we're going to get the most out of this trip and we're going to do something off script. And do something, at least for me, that was very out of my comfort zone. Because keep in mind, even though we have life vests and stuff, like I don't know how to swim. Like I could have, fallen off the ship. But I think the one thing the three of us had in common is we all love to travel and explore and do adventures and get out.
Yeah.
Like we weren't the type of like, oh, let's travel and just sit on a beach chair all day. Like we all really like to go out and like get the most out of it. And the parasailing thing scared the fuck out of me because they dip you. They like let you go back. So you're getting dipped in the water. And I didn't know that they were doing that on purpose necessarily. And I'm like, fuck, I can't swim. And they get you to like up here and then they pull you back up again. But it was so fun. And we did a bunch of things. We did parasailing. We did banana boat, which they don't show. And that was crazy.
Fun. And they flip you off. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun.
And what was the other thing?
Was there another thing? Banana boat? The banana boat and the...
Banana boat, parasailing. I don't
know if there was another thing.
Yeah, maybe not. But it was so fun.
Because unless we did jet skis again.
And Kendra mentions Hank in the commentary for some reason. I think she said they had like their first I love you when they were parasailing or something like that.
Yeah, that's what she says. That they were parasailing in Cabo. And that's when they said, I love you the first time.
And it's crazy. Like when we were doing that commentary, we were already moved out of the house. And I remember Kevin had such a meltdown on me after the commentary was done because Kendra's talking about Hank throughout the whole thing. So I thought it was like, okay. So like later in the episodes, like if I'm wearing like shirt of like the person I was dating at the time we were doing the commentary, I would say something about him, but like that wasn't okay. And like Kevin was fucking pissed and like had a meltdown on me afterward.
Well, you know why that is.
Hypocrisy.
Well, not just that, but because he is following Kendra into this new life and this new life with Hank, and it's going to be the new show. So it's teasing
okay.
that
it's
up.
Kosher, yeah.
But with you, he's still secretly hoping you're going to come back, and he leaves your storyline hanging as far as like, well, maybe she's just going to Vegas for a little while. Maybe she'll be back with Heth. They're going to get back together. But if you're like sporting somebody else's t-shirt and like all talking all up somebody else, then everybody knows that you've moved on and that's not going to happen.
It's off script.
So he's like, no, she can't say that kind of shit.
Yeah.
He still wants the whole narrative that he thinks he can pull together. He can make you do what he wants you to do.
Totally.
So it didn't fit.
Yeah. And then we were talking about, we got to get Hef up on the parasailing. And I go, he wouldn't survive any aspect of that. And then they do a cute graphic of like him parasailing.
But I'm the one that says it. Oh, we got to get Hef up on the parasailing. In what world do I think that it would have been okay for Hef to go parasailing?
You must have been joking or prompted to say that.
Yeah, because I'm like looking at myself going, what?
That's so funny.
And the next scene, Kendra and I are having a conversation, and Juliana, with Mary about why Prince Albert is a prince and not a king. Do you know what the answer to that is?
Because it's a principality.
Is that the real reason?
Yeah, they never have a king. It's always like a prince. Like Prince Rainier was the prince, and then he's the prince, and then
flew by me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we kind of decide in this scene. I wasn't sure if that was the legit truth or not, or just something that we came to a conclusion of. And I do also remember that sitting in the room this day, this was the day where I was talking about the Midsummers, and this is this same scene about changing it to Arabian Nights themed.
Oh, they changed it that fast?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm surprised they got it together that quickly.
I mean, I may have brought it up before, but this is the time where I really like remember
selling it,
pushing it to Mary, and really talking about it.
Yeah, you guys are all lounging in your room, which is a cute, nice scene. You're lounging with Mary, and you guys are like practicing saying hi to the prince. Kendra has her boobs out in one of the scenes, and Mary gives the camera the funniest look, and she goes, "You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them."
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite things ever. I'm remembering that next time I whip my tits out.
And then we're all dressed up and we're taking photos together in the hotel lobby with that big floral arrangement behind us. And we're excited because we're going to meet Prince Albert, which is kind of nerve-wracking. And I remember being so nervous not to meet him, but because they were making like that big deal about like how we have to act in front of him, like Your Highness, Your Royal Highness, and like a bow and stuff. And I'm like, why does that make me super uncomfortable? Like,
but they didn't tell us to bow though, did we? Because we didn't do it.
They said we needed to, I think I have it in here, to address him as Your Royal Highness. I feel like it was one more word in there than that. There was like another thing in there. And there were options. You could like bow your head. You could do like a light curtsy. You could like, there was something about holding the hand too, but there were these rules. And I was like, this makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, I would rather just not meet somebody than to like go through this protocol.
Well, at least they're telling you.
It's very weird to me.
I don't remember getting the protocol.
Really?
Maybe I was in the back of the line.
Oh, here it is. The lady said, you are to address him as Your Serene Highness. And I'm like, I don't feel right saying that. Like, it's weird to me.
Yeah, it does seem like, are you playing a joke? Because it feels so different.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't think I said it. I think I just smiled and said hello. Did you say it?
Again, I don't think I was briefed.
And I don't see Hef saying it. I have said, Hef like shakes his hand and says, good to see you again, or something like that.
I mean, if I was told to do anything, I would have done it because that's how I code myself and script myself ahead of time. You know, I'm not a natural social skills person, but I don't think I got the briefing.
Anyway, I say I was surprised at how down to earth he was and how nice and stuff. Because I thought after saying, oh, call him Your Serene Highness, I thought, oh, this is going to be scary and stuff. You're going to have to watch everything.
Yeah, he was really nice. When we went to the palace, it was a really nice outdoor courtyard. They had live music in the background.
Yeah, they had like I don't know how many piece like instruments, like doing the whole thing.
That felt less stuffy than the minister's house.
People were still really staring at us in this because we even talked about it in commentary, how awkward we felt there.
Yeah, but I feel like that's everywhere. It's even at a Beverly Hills house party. Like everybody's doing it.
It's true. There's a little side note here. There's a man standing with the prince in most of the scenes. You can see him just kind of standing off to the side, and it's his security guard. And later, they don't show the dinner with the prince. Do you remember that? that formal dinner, the big banquet thing. And they kept us in a special room and everybody seated. There was like tons of people. And then we were just staying with Prince Albert. And then they introduced Prince Albert coming out and who's at his table. And we were the ones. And we walk out last with everybody and Prince Albert and we're all seated at the table.
I don't remember that.
Stop it.
I remember like a little cocktail reception because I remember his fiance at the time like came up and goes, oh, these hors d'oeuvres are like the traditional food of Monaco.
It started out with the cocktail reception. Then it went into this room, this banquet room, and everybody's seated except for us and the prince and whoever's at that table. And then they announce him and us, and we have to walk through everybody, and we're seated at this table. And then they do that thing where they do at fancy parties where you don't get to sit by who you're there with. They mix it up. And so I was sitting next to Dick Wolf. Do you know who that is? That major producer of all the TV shows, like every TV show on TV?
I know the name, yeah, because you see it at the end of like TV shows.
Yeah, so I'm sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And then across from me is the prince's bodyguard, the guy that you see standing next to him, almost his security person. And then next to him, I think, is Kendra, because she wasn't too far from me. And then I think it's somebody else, and then the prince, or it might have been the prince, and then the his girlfriend was across, but you and Hef were at the other end of the table.
I must have died inside because I don't remember any of that. But I got to sit next to Hef.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the amount of socially awkward I think that sent me into a coma that I don't remember.
Even this was like, I feel so uncomfortable. Like, why can't we sit together? And Kendra and I are like looking at each other like, why can't we sit together? Like this, oh my God, like we're both freaking out.
Because I'm not kidding you, my mind goes blank after that reception with the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh my gosh.
I think I went into a coma.
Yeah, because it's this big fancy dinner with the prince and these like high executive people like Dick Wolf. I don't remember who else was at the table. I know it was the prince, his girlfriend at the time, his security, Kendra, me, you, Hef, and Dick Wolf. But there were people on your end of the table that I didn't talk to.
Well, I had a near-death experience, so I don't remember any of it.
But I got to know his head of security really well, and we stayed in touch for like a few years afterwards, like just emails here and there.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, if you ever come back, let me know. And then I did end up coming back for Bridget Sexiest Beaches for the Cannes Film Festival or TV Festival. And I don't think I hit him up though for that, but like, we did keep in touch.
Who doesn't want more collagen in their life? But did you know that collagen is less about quantity and more about consistency? Everyday Dose makes that ritual easy to support skin, hair, nails, and joints. Every morning, I always add collagen to my coffee, and now I don't even have to do that step.
I totally hear you on that. I have this crazy supplement routine that I do every morning. So I'm always looking for ways to supplement, stack, and find products that include a lot of the things in one product that I need in my day-to-day routine. And Everyday Dose is a huge help with that.
Coffee Plus features 100% Arabica coffee enhanced with functional ingredients for smooth energy, calm focus, gut health, and skin support. No crash, no jitters, the all-in-one coffee that makes you feel as good as it tastes. The coffee is available in 2 varieties. There's a mild roast with smooth and light-bodied with 45 milligrams of caffeine. There's like a medium roast, which is rich and full-bodied with 90 milligrams of caffeine. And both feature 100% Arabica coffee enhanced with functional ingredients for a smoother, more focused energy boost. The ingredients undergo third-party testing to ensure purity and potency, free from mold, rich in active compounds. And exciting news, you can now find Everyday Dose in Target stores across the country. Celebrate with a buy one, get one deal. Just buy any 2 Everyday Dose products at a Target store near you, and they'll pay you back for one. Visit everydaydose.com/GNL for more details.
When we're out in the courtyard on the show, you can see James Trevenant, our photographer we traveled with, who was so fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to James. He was such a great addition to our lives because he only came around like the last couple of years we were there. But remember, he came with us when we were doing like the tour for the 55th anniversary Playmate Search. He was just so much fun.
Yeah, he was a good travel buddy.
And this scene is also where you guys say you went to eat at Rampoldi's, which on our schedule said it was one of Prince Albert's favorites. He's like, oh, I haven't been there in like 4 years.
Yeah, he hadn't been there forever.
And then Juliana, I guess, said to him, your nephew is hot.
Yeah. And they make it look like he didn't appreciate that.
That's so funny.
But then Mary comes over.
Oh my God, this moment is amazing and it kills me. Mary just has the balls.
I know.
She creeps up next to the prince and she goes, "Did you hear the girls got arrested last night?" And then backs away cackling.
And leaves us with the story.
Like, that's amazing.
And I can tell we're like, oh, well, it wasn't.
Americans on the loose.
I know. And he seems to chuckle about it. And then, like I said, he does, he said, "I'll have to look into that." And then he does end up getting the tapes back for us. So.
That's so funny.
He said he's sorry he wasn't home.
Oh, I bet he was.
Well, part of me thought maybe he just said that and he was home and he was like, whatever. But like, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we were detained so long, because they couldn't like just call him and be like, "Are these girls supposed to be here?"
Yeah. It's so funny.
But then this is where Kendra starts saying some stuff too. She says, "To tell you the truth, meeting the prince was kind of scary, but after all, I got used to it and he just seemed like a normal dude. It was cool how they treated us. The prince was looking at my boobs a lot and they keep like showing her boobs. And it's kind of the start of like something that really, it started at the beginning, but now it's the start of like a few things that are going to like piss him off." Oh, and then in commentary, Kendra says that we ran into the prince at the Kentucky Derby and he said he was pissed at her.
Yeah. He goes, "I don't understand what that was all about," I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
And again, I swear, I think that's why we weren't invited back the next year.
That sucks.
I know. Do you remember we met Michael Jordan at that party at the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah.
That was so cool.
I also remember that Tom Brady was right there next to us.
Oh, I don't remember that.
At Kentucky Derby, not
yeah.
at Kentucky Derby. Like a bunch of them were right there.
Was Kendra dying?
Yes.
So after we went to the palace and had dinner there, we went to Jimmy's, the nightclub, and that's when nobody was there.
And that's the night Kendra and I went out and she did not want to leave.
And then in real life, the next day, our last day in Monte Carlo, was the day we did the water sports. And then we went to the salon to get our hair blow dried. And then we had the Golden Nymph Award show.
Yes, that's the big final gala event.
Yeah. And I think we all really liked our outfits. You had that Grace Kelly dress. I had a Cavalli dress. Kendra had a cute blue dress that she said was her favorite dress she ever wore.
Yeah.
I can see why she likes it because it's super cute and it looks like it'd be like comfortable and like fun to wear, kind of.
Yeah. My dress I love, but I don't feel like it, I feel like it didn't fit me super well. But I loved it.
Mine was tight as fuck. Like, it's one of those dresses where you're like avoiding a nip slip at every second. Like, your tits barely fit.
See, I felt like mine was the opposite. I felt like it was like a little too loose. But
look good.
Yeah, so it shows us walking the red carpet, and in an interview, Kendra says it's cool that people in Monte Carlo know who we are. I'm known as Kendra Wilkinson, and it's Holly Madison and Bridget Marquardt. People don't just see us as blonde girlfriends, you know?
Yeah, I think she was spot on because I feel like people didn't really, I mean, obviously hardcore fans of the show know, but in general, people didn't really know our names until like season 3.
Yeah.
Like, it took a while to sink in.
Yeah. And then in an interview, you say, last year our trip to Europe was for Hef's birthday, and this year it has a whole different flavor. And it's just cool that Hef is supportive of that, and anything that makes Hef want to travel is welcome in my book.
100%.
Yeah, and then we were seated for the actual award show in there, and I think you and Hef were in the row in front of us, and you're seated right next to the prince again.
Yeah.
And then Kendra and I were in the back, and we were right next to Roger Moore, who's like one of the OG James Bond actors.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
But isn't it interesting? There were so many like big TV shows and celebrities there and stuff. And for some reason, like we were the chosen people to be like at the prince's table and sitting next to him during the awards. And
maybe they were just really excited about us filming.
Maybe. But we weren't able to film those things. The palace, but not the dinner and not the awards.
But still, maybe they were excited because like the whole point of that festival is publicity. So maybe they're like, oh, they're doing a little extra. So
yeah. Yeah. So then the event's over and it shows us just getting on the plane straight from the event. Like we're still in our gowns and everything.
But really, there was a dinner after, and it was at this banquet hall place that had like a retractable roof so you could see the sky.
Yeah.
And they had like some of the Supremes were singing. So it doesn't show the dinner on the show, but like you
No.
said, we get straight on the plane in our clothes. And do we change into our pajamas?
We change into our pajamas. And of course, they have to get the nudie shot in there of me changing.
Oh, no. Unnecessary at this point, I
Mhm.
feel.
In interview, I say there were so many neat and memorable and crazy experiences from this. Altogether, this is a trip that we will never forget. And I feel like we all bonded way more than we did even on our last trip, which made that even more special this time. And then you get on the plane and say, when are we going back?
Yeah. And then there's this cute scene of us sitting on the couch and we're talking about like where we want to go next. And then I'm reminding Kendra, Jamaica's next for my
Yeah.
sister's wedding. She's like, Jamaica, you're right. And we're just all so excited about getting to travel and do all this stuff. But we need to talk about the plane ride home.
Yeah.
It's midway through summer and I am already thinking about my fall wardrobe. And of course, my first stop is Quince because they nail it with the luxe essentials that feel effortless and look polished. Perfect for layering and mixing. Their styles are so versatile and I find myself reaching for them time and time again, especially for my upcoming trip to Italy.
You are going to love it. I took my new white Quince purse with me on my trip everywhere. It was the perfect beach tote size and I loved it. In fact, I haven't let it go. I'm still using it as my day-to-day purse every day.
So you guys think chic cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tops and classic denim pants, timeless styles you'll keep coming back to. For me, it's a super soft, comfortable, relaxing tracksuit. I am absolutely wearing one on the plane there and one on the plane home, and I can't wait to feel so comfortable while I'm on a flight. And the best part about Quince is that it's half the cost of similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middleman, Quince gives you luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. Elevate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/nextlevel for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/nextlevel to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/nextlevel.
So everything was fine at first, but then we have to stop in like Quebec, or where did we stop?
Well, I think before we get into that, we need to remind everybody just a little backstory about how like Keith came with us. He brought a date. And if you've listened to the podcast this whole time through, you know that like Keith would have a date and she'd usually be pretty friendly. I remember one time one of Keith's girlfriends you got pretty close to. You guys would work out a lot together. But typically it was kind of like this unspoken rule that Keith's date was there for Keith. Like we weren't supposed to like steal her away in the day to go do like girly fun stuff. That's
Right.
why you don't see Keith's date like doing water sports with us and stuff like that. But she was nice to hang out with like throughout the trip and stuff when we would all do stuff together as a group. But then we get on the plane and we're in the air. I think Hef is asleep. I think Keith is in his bedroom. I don't remember what everybody else was doing. I think you, me, and Kendra were kind of scattered in the living room area. And I'm on my laptop working. I was specifically editing nude photos of an upcoming playmate. It was Laura.
I know that I was specifically sitting on the couch in the living room area of the plane.
And then Keith's date sneaks up behind me and like is sticking her head in looking at the photos, which is like, these are photos that are going to be published. So it's not like they're super private, but it was just a little annoying to me. And then she starts going on about and just making like all these really inappropriate comments. And you could tell she was like kind of under the influence. So it was like making me really uncomfortable. And I just kind of like ignored and like, yeah, zoned out and like got back into my thing. And then next thing I know, what was the next step of this?
we had to land somewhere. I forget where it was. It was like
Newfoundland.
it was Newfoundland. Okay.
But it was happened before we even landed, right?
No, because the whole point of it was that we had to go through like immigration, basically. So we had to show our passports. So the plane landed to fuel up and an immigration officer comes on the plane for us. Typically you have to get off and go in and like do it. But they were nice enough to say, we'll just send an agent on the plane, just have everyone's passports ready. So we all have our passports ready and the agent comes on and she is a very masculine female and older. And she comes on to check the passports and then shit starts going down.
The date starts saying some really inappropriate stuff. I don't know what prompted it. I don't know what started the conflict, but like slurish things toward that woman.
And Kendra told her to like shut up. And then she started going after Kendra. Like,
yeah, wasn't she, before we even landed, wasn't she kind of like poking at Kendra verbally, like saying like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're just a reality star. Shut the fuck up, you bobble-headed bitch.
So I thought that was once we were already landed, but yes, she absolutely said, you bobble-headed bitch.
Yeah.
And, like,
I remember like
stupid
a
reality
trickle
stars
of conflict like leading up to it, and her and Kendra were really, really going at it. And then the agent comes on, and like you said, like the date gets really rude toward her.
And she's like freaking out. She's rude to the agent. She like says something, calls her like a
slur.
Yeah.
We don't have to say it.
Yeah. Calls her a very big slur. And the agent is just like, what is going on here? And then she starts saying stuff about Keith making her shove drugs up her pussy or something.
Yeah. And then Kendra marches back toward Keith's bedroom and goes, Keith, get out here and control your bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then Keith comes out and he's trying to like push her in the back room and tell her to stop and to calm down. And she's like losing her shit. And the agent stayed really cool about it and continued checking everyone's passports. And I thought, oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. Like
I thought this was going to be an international incident.
I thought they were going to send the dogs in to like check for drugs and stuff. And
we're cooked.
And not that I thought there were any drugs on there, though. I don't know. Do you think that Keith told her to smuggle drugs on the plane?
I don't know what kind of drugs he would have been doing. I have no idea.
Me neither.
And like, why would they really have to be smuggled? It's not like we're really going through security or anything.
I know. That didn't make sense either.
Like, what was it, just in case?
I don't know. So the whole thing was weird. My gut tells me that was not even true. Like, there were no drugs.
Yeah, it was a push for drama or something.
Or maybe she did it herself.
Well, it seemed like she was on something when all those fights started. Because even when she was leaning over and saying like the inappropriate things about the photos, it made me really uncomfortable because I could tell she wasn't herself. Like something was off.
Yeah.
Like she was on something, I think.
It was just a major drama, like something I'd never seen in my life. And I was just like sitting on the couch going, oh my God, what is happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
This is insane. And Hef is going to lose his shit.
Yeah.
But I don't even really remember Hef doing much.
I don't remember him reacting much either. I feel like he just like hid in his room.
I think he just let security and Keith and Kendra handle it.
Yeah. And then we just never saw her again.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't invited back. And I remember there was one night we were all sitting around the dining room table, like after a buffet and movie. And it was just like, or maybe not even that. Maybe it was a weekday because it was just us girls. It was like playmates and stuff. And I was telling that story and Hef got pissed at me for telling the story.
So it was something they were just trying to sweep under the rug.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I did see that in my scrapbooks that she did send me a card with an apology in it.
Oh, that's nice.
So we must have been somewhat close. I mean, not close, but like we must have gotten along a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing was something like I'd never seen before.
Yeah, it was wild.
Whew, so that is the tea you guys have been wanting since the last trip.
Like,
Didn't
what
happen on the last
the
trip.
plane?
Yeah, but that's what happened on the plane. Anyway, and then Hef says, now that's what I call the royal treatment, and just shows the plane flying away. Which is interesting because they didn't show us arriving back at the mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin's little thing.
Yeah.
Start and stop at the mansion, but I guess it implies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, before we do our best and worst, if you're watching the video, we switched outfits because I'm coming back to record this because I was noticing a few things in the edit. First of all, this isn't this episode, but the Monte Carlo 1 episode, when I was editing it, I couldn't even stand how much I was cutting you off. So I have to apologize. And the viewers are like, bitch, you cut her off every time. Because I know people complain about that. But we've talked about that before. And we feel like for the most part, that's kind of just our rapport. It's how we talk. We get excited about stuff and we'll chime in. And everybody always, like if we cut each other off, we always circle back and end up saying what we wanted to say. It's not like stuff gets lost. But I was editing this episode and I couldn't even stand it. Because usually when I'm like editing the episodes, I'm like, you guys, it's not that bad. That's just how we talk. If we were twins, you'd say it was so cute. We're finishing each other's sentences. But for some reason, I don't know if I was high on caffeine or what my issue was, but I couldn't stand it. So sorry about that.
I didn't notice if that makes you feel any better.
But you know what's extra funny is in that episode, I'm cutting you off like crazy to the point where I can't even stand it. And then you're telling a story about something we say in commentary and you go, oh, I was going to say, but then you cut me off. And then so I'm like, this is just the theme of the episode.
That bitch cut me off. That's the title.
I know. It's crazy. But also another thing I wanted to say that I noticed in the edit is there's a couple times in this episode where I'm saying, I don't remember that. I have no memory of that. And that's usually not me. Like usually I have a pretty detailed memory of things. But I was thinking about it and I realized the reason I think why is because I was kind of in this weird place mentally on that trip. Like I was having an amazing time, but I was very paranoid about people thinking this sounds so stupid. I'm about to say it, but I remember being so paranoid that I didn't want anybody to think I was into the prince.
Yeah.
Or like after the prince. Cause obviously like being with Hef and the weird relationship we had, like that's not so weird that I'm being like extra careful around like another like high profile guy. But it was especially bad with this. And I feel like I was paranoid that the show was going to try to make it look like I was into him just because like princess and all that stuff is like my theme usually.
Yeah.
So I remember being really conscientious of that. Like when you were talking about like, oh, we were supposed to address him like this and we were supposed to say that. I even noticed in the show, like you guys are a lot more talkative with him or you guys will go talk with him or whatever. And I'm very much like, oh, hi, like very much from
you
a
really
distance.
do stick your hand out there like quick and just be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Just trying to like stay as far away as possible.
Mm.
And yeah, it's not unusual that I would stick with Hef if you guys were off talking to somebody else, but it was just really extreme. And it was something that was just going on in my head. It's not like Hef made a comment to me. It's not like, any of the producers from the show, if I said that to them, they'd probably be like, what the fuck are you talking about? We were never going to make it look like you were into the prince. But that's just kind of what I thought was going to happen. And I was so paranoid and weird about it. And a lot of times we're talking about things. And when I'm saying I don't remember it, it's stuff where like we were in close proximity with the prince. Like when we had dinner with him and we were all separated from one another. And I was saying, I think I just died and like went into a coma and don't remember it. But I think that's part of why is not just like my social awkwardness and my fear of that, but just like I was so scared that somebody's going to think I was into the prince or that Hef was going to accuse me of that or something.
It's so interesting because I remember thinking when we were there at the time that, oh, Holly's so lucky. Like she's here with somebody that she cares about, that she loves and stuff. And there's no pressure. Like if she thinks like she's not looking for somebody else or they're not watching to see if she's looking for somebody else because she didn't have I'm saying it like I'm thinking it back then, but like, I'm like, I felt like you didn't have the same kind of pressures. Like, oh, this must be amazing. You're here with somebody you love in this beautiful place and stuff. And I'm like, oh, and we're kind of like the sidekicks like on this trip. And then we have cameras looking at us like, are they going to like the prince? Are they going to like these actors here? How are they going to act? What are they going to do? Oh, but don't forget, they're still dating Hess. So I felt like there was a weird pressure on us to like act a certain way, but I didn't know which way I'm supposed to act. Like I'm not here to find somebody. I did, like I said, I did think somebody was cute and I did dance. Oh, I did see somebody ask in the comments, like, how were we able to do that with security around us? And I just want to answer that really quick and say that security didn't prevent us from doing anything like that. Like Kendra was off in a back corner with some guy, like, and disappeared for a while. So
doing God knows what.
So I have no idea. And as long as they had eyes on us, like they did not care what we were doing. And to an extent, and dancing and stuff like that. I mean, it wouldn't have been like one-on-one slow dancing and making out or anything like that. It'd been like dancing on a dance floor with a bunch of people, but like near somebody that I was kind of talking to. And if I was off talking at a table with some guy or something, they're not going to be like, excuse me, you can't do that. They're just going to stand around and make sure nobody's bothering me or nobody's assaulting me and that we get back to where we're supposed to be. So they're not going to like disturb any of that. Yeah. But at the same time, like I did feel like there was this like weird, I was able to like say that guys were cute or that like George Clooney or this guy that I thought was cute there, but like I'm not really act on it. I mean, dancing was one thing, chatter, one thing. But if you want to take it the next step, like Kendra and be like gone or in the back somewhere, that's on you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can see how you felt that way because they do kind of make it look in the show like, are one of the girls going to get the prince's attention?
And I never thought about trying to get with the prince. And as soon as we get there,
I can't even picture.
I know.
And I think he was engaged at the time too. We met his fiance.
That's what I was just going to say.
But she's not in the show. She's cut right out.
You're right. But she was very nice and very like sweet to us. And so the fact that they play it this way at all is kind of, it's one thing if they had it going in mind, like going in on it. But then when they see that he's engaged and she's there and she's like nice, like let's go a different direction. But they didn't.
Yeah,
they
so
didn't.
funny.
And then Kendra got in trouble for it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I just felt like, this is like a danger zone thing. Like I wouldn't have felt like that if it was any other type of like hot guy in our, show. I just felt like that one could go wrong.
That's so crazy. Cause I just, I already said it, but like, I just feel like you had the safety pass. Yeah. That's how I felt at the time.
I probably did. But after just years of being there, so paranoid that I was in a state.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I had a great time on the trip. But there was a part of me that was like just being so overly careful to the point of paranoia that I feel like I blacked out some of it.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, going to an event like that and being like separated from the people I get why people do it. They want you to like
socialize
and chat and meet new people, but it is so overwhelming and intimidating, especially in a group like that even I look back and go, like cringe and freak out, like panic sets in.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing I didn't know they were doing that ahead of time. It's just like we were all walking out to the table and then all of a sudden there were place cards where we had to sit. It was like, and Kendra and I were like grabbing onto each other, going, we're not sitting by each other. Like it's one thing if you and Hef are one way and Kendra and I are another way, but we were all split up, like scattered throughout the table. And I was just like, panic mode. Yeah.
And do you think, I would have, because I'm social awkward queen, but do you think we would have felt that way had it been any other kind of event? Like if it would have been a Hollywood event, I don't think it would have been, we just felt unqualified to be there, I think. It was intimidating because it was like, Europeans and royalty and like other TV people, but from more prestigious shows.
Yeah. I'm not sure because I don't like when people do that at any kind of dinner party unless I kind of know people around because I feel like I'm an extrovert. Like I feel like I love to talk to people, but that even makes me feel like, ooh, at any place, like, oh God, the pressure's really on now.
Totally.
So, but I think that it was extra, there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other part I blacked out was when you said we were at the awards ceremony and they sat us next to the prince. I was like, oh, I don't remember that. Because I think I had a weird complex about it.
Yeah, well, you and Hef were in the very front row and the prince was next to you. And then Kendra and I were right behind you with Roger Moore next to us.
So funny. So there you have it. So back to our best and worst. I forgot to write down best and worst.
Oh, no.
So you go first.
Okay. I said the worst to me was just how much they cut out. Like there was so much more they could have added.
Right.
I mean, I guess we weren't allowed to film everything too, but like.
It could have been an hour.
That's what I put. It could have been 2 episodes or like an hour special. Yeah. And also kind of, even though I don't look back on it badly, I guess getting arrested when it wasn't even our fault. Like I'm such a Libra that I'm like, wait, if you're going to arrest somebody, it should be the film crew then, not us. And so I think just that like kind of bugs me, but I feel like it added to the show. It added to our experience. It was definitely memorable. And as far as I know, we're not like, it's not on our record and we're not in trouble for it to this day, but who knows? My best, the whole experience, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's all the best. The opportunity to go, the bonding that took place, even with the detainment or arrest. And like I put in my notes, but I already said this, it's like the Alaska episode. Like I look at this, I look at our camaraderie and during commentary and how we were getting along in all these episodes right in here. And yeah, it's just when I hear her say rude things about us and referring to that time and everything, like it just really boggles my mind and it's hurtful.
Yeah. Yeah. I think best, like you said, is just the whole experience and just even watching the water sports section, just how much fun we had and how much the 3 of us bonded together, whether it was like ditching the press day when we were done or going and doing the water sports. We were just kind of like taking charge of everything and having fun ourselves. I think we all looked great in the episode. Worst, if I could go back and change anything, is take myself out of that scene when you guys are coming back and telling Hef about being detained, because I'm not participating in the scene. So I need to get the fuck out. It just looks stupid. So if I could go back and change anything, that's what I would change. Well, I'm ready to get back to the south of France, and we will see you guys next week.
Oh, you're so lucky.
If you'd like more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. Check out our merch at girlsnextlevel.shop, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Au revoir.